guys, Lucy here, and today I'm going to be doing a baking video, and this is my
perfect chocolate chip cookie recipe,
but also
kind of Easter themed
because I'm going to be using a whole load of candy. This is my This is the candy I'm going to be using. Mini eggs, a mini packet of mini eggs, some Smarties mini eggs, this mini egg bar, didn't know this existed, and then some Kinder Buenos because you can't go wrong with some Kinder Buenos. Like I said, this is my
perfect chocolate chip cookie recipe
because like a lot of the recipes are like,
oh yeah, this is a perfect chocolate chip recipe, but like get your hand mixer, fold it in, and like use 10 different bowls and have all the ingredients in separate steps.
No. This is one bowl and one spoon. I didn't even pre-measure anything because I wanted to show you just how easy it was. So I'm gonna preheat the oven now to 170 degrees Celsius and it'll be ready just in time for the cookie dough to be ready. And I'm making a sheet cookie pan kind of a thing. You can make regular cookies out of this, obviously,
but I'm just gonna put them in like this pan and like spread it out and like put it in the oven.
And you know, and now that that's done, we'll make the cookie recipe. So we're gonna get started with our bowl and we're gonna put it on our scales. Now this is in metric measurements. I'm not sure the cups and stuff because I made this recipe myself. And it's 225 grams of this gorgeous butter. And you see the trick to getting it super nice cookie dough without using a mixer or sifting or any of that stuff is to literally just kind of melt the butter, and you don't want to melt it completely, but you don't want it to be completely fully not melted either.
I believe the word you're looking for is softened.
And I'm just doing it in little chunks like this so it melts a bit easier. So I just set the butter off to the side because I realized that yes, this recipe is super easy and yes, it comes together like that. But this one is a little bit different because I'm using a whole load of candy, so I'm gonna have to prepare that first. I have a chopping board and I have a knife. Please be careful with the knife. It's literally just Cadbury's chocolate with some like pieces in it. I'll pick it up later. I should pick it up now so I don't fall over it. I might just crush these up in here actually because these little bits get everywhere. Don't they look super appetizing? So for this, I'm just gonna cut them up like I would if I was using chocolate chunks instead of chocolate chips. And that's just going diagonally one way and then going diagonally the other way. Some beautiful chocolate chunks. I think I might just keep these whole. Or would the color like leak off? It doesn't matter. Back to the cookies. So we're just gonna melt this
for maybe like 20-25 seconds.
Until it's just kind of melted, and then we'll stir it around. And we're basically looking for butter liquid, but not completely like melted. So this is what we got. It's kind of like a little bit liquidy, but then it's mainly just butter clumps around. And this is actually a perfect consistency. It's just gonna get a bit fluffy because it's not completely melted, but it's not like completely not melted either. This is actually a perfect consistency. So into the butter, we add our sugar. It's 180 grams of sugar. This is plain sugar, some more sugar, and then it's 180 of our brown sugar as well.
And I'm using dark brown. You can use light brown, but if you are using light brown, I'd recommend adding more light brown than dark brown if you get, or than the...
I'll just leave measurements in the description. 180. So then you just want to give this a good old mix until it's like fluffy, sugary butter, basically. And next we're gonna add our eggs one at a time. And it's 2 eggs, so in goes 1. Egg, you wanna add your teaspoon of vanilla and 340 grams of flour and half a teaspoon of salt. So I'm gonna add flour half at a time because for cookies, that's kind of what you want to be doing. So that's 170 grams. I'm gonna add my salt as well. Not my salt, and just about a half a teaspoon, like I said. with this, you do want to add your extras. With your last bit of flour, you don't want to add your extras. So I'm adding just the chocolate bar from earlier. And then I'm going to add my Kinder Buenos. And I think I'm just going to put the eggs on top. And ideally you would leave this in the fridge for a few hours or even overnight or a few days just to develop flavor. But this thing is so good that if you put it in the oven and bake it off right now, it's gonna be delicious. So I'm just gonna spoon this into our tray. And oh my god, it's so good. So now we have this and it looks so nice, but we're gonna top it off with some mini eggs because this is Easter after all. Look how pretty it is. So now we're just gonna put it in the oven at 170 for 30 to 45 minutes. So it's just been out of the oven and cooling for a while. You know, I cleaned up, I ate some soup, I watched Miraculous, and it's still really hot, but I'm gonna wait for it to completely cool down before cutting into it. So I did take it out of the pan because I thought it would cool down faster, but I dropped it and now there's a huge crack down the middle. So I'm just end the video here because there's no point in cutting it up now because look at it, it's like all cracked and stuff. But I will say the eggs didn't really stay at the top, so maybe like pair cook it and then put the eggs in. But yeah, it's actually really nice. I was eating some, like I just picked off bits. And I'll leave the recipe in the description if you do want to try it out, and I will see you again soon. Bye!